Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Welcome to the session. Can you hear me? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. The chat is open now. Thank you, Bala. Thank you, Shankar. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you all for your confirmations. Thank you very much. Let us stop the chat. As planned, today we'll be learning Linux commands, okay? Very frequently used commands. How to create a file, how to remove a file, how to create a directory, how to delete a directory. How can we navigate between the directories? rm-r command, what is the importance of it? What is how to see list of all the files, long listing, what happens when a file name starts with dot, how to see hidden files, how to create hidden directory, combination of listing options, copying a file, pipe command, many more if time permits. So this is our plan for today. As usual, before moving on to today's session, any questions, please raise your hand. Before moving on to today's session, any questions, please raise your hand. Good. Okay, perfect. So let's move on. We already have created a Linux machine on AWS, isn't it? I hope you remember. So let's log into AWS account. Let us start that particular Linux machine which we have created yesterday. The URL is aws.amazon.com. Sign in to the console. Always sign in by using email. The code. The service what we need to choose for EC2 machines. For the Linux machine is EC2 instances. 6 a.m. batch. This is the machine which we have created yesterday. The machine status is stopped. Let us start the machine. It just takes 1 minute time. It just takes 1 minute's time to start the machine. Yeah, the machine is running state. How to connect to this machine? The machine is started. How to connect to this machine? What is the terminal we use for connecting to the machine? The terminal what we use is putty. So let's open putty. So I already have downloaded putty in my personal laptop. And under the host name, you need to mention user. How to get the connection details? Select the machine, click on connect. Go to SSH client, pick up this information, user and DNS. This will be the connection string. And putty needs PPK file. Do you remember we have downloaded PPK file in desktop? There is a folder called 6 a.m. This is the PPK file which we have downloaded. So putty needs PPK file under SSH, under connection, under SSH, under authentication, under credentials. Download the PPK file, upload the PPK file, click on accept. Perfect. So we have successfully connected to the Linux machine. Let's increase the font size. Perfect. Perfect. So we have connected to the Linux machine. We have started the Linux machine and then we have successfully connected to the Linux machine using the terminal putty. Perfect. Any questions? Connecting to the machine. We are very comfortable. We have discussed all these points in our previous session. Yes, Bala, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I have a question. So, how did you increase that font size? I'm sorry, I missed that.
No problem. Right click on this title bar. Okay.
Oh,
Change settings, appearance. And here there is an option called change where we can change the font.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, Nazir.
Yes, hi Sunil. My question is when we log into the AWS account, can I log into the legacy sign in account or do I have to create the separate IAM user sign in?
You don't need to create a separate IAM user. Okay. The root user, the primary user email address which you have used it for signed up, you can use that.
So I have a AWS account which is I got purchases from there, so I can use the same
Correct.
account.
You can use it.
Oh, okay, great, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So when did you create that account?
I create the account to purchasing.
Okay. Okay.
So this account, I have my credit card information. I everything is
Mhm.
there,
So
but
please
only
make
for the,
sure, please make sure you monitor the bill. Okay. Properly use that particular receipt machines. Nazir.
yeah. When you
Okay.
log in, it's showing the legacy account sign in. I see the previous page, the one you also have it.
Okay.
So
You can
just
log in.
to
That's not a problem.
okay, great. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Perfect. Okay. Now, I want to create a file. Let's say I want to create a file with the name F1. This is the file name which I want to create. I want to create a file with the name F1. So why do we create a file? We create a file to save data, whether it is Linux or Windows or any operating system. The purpose of creating a file is to save data. So I want to create a file with the name F1. So how can we create a file in Linux? How can we create a file? So we have a command called cat command, which helps you to create a file. The syntax is cat use greater than symbol. You have to use greater than symbol and mention the file name which you want to create. So this is how you create a file. This is how you create a file. Let's say, for example, I want to create a file with the name F1, if this is the requirement. So the command to create a file is cat use greater than, mention the file name which you want to create, F1. The file gets created. And observe, the file gets created. The moment you're connecting to the Linux machine, you're getting dollar prompt. Okay. So dollar prompt is a terminal. Okay. So remember now when you create a cat file by using cat greater than, mention the file name which you want to create F1. The file gets created. Control will enter into the file. Control will enter into the file and you need to enter the data what you want to save in your file. For example, now the file gets created. Now you're not getting the dollar prompt. Your control is now inside the file one. Let's say, good morning. Welcome to DevOps demo day 3. Thank you. This is the 3 lines of content which I want to save in my file F1 and how to come out of the cat command. If you want to come out of the cat command, so we have Control D. So to come out of the cat command, so I press Control D to come out of the cat command back to my dollar prompt. I'm done with creating a file. I'm done with creating a file. So this is how you have to create a file in Linux by using cat command. Let's say, for example, I want to create one more file, let's say F2. This is the file which I want to create. So I'll be quickly doing it. Cat, use greater than symbol, mention the file which you want to create. F2, the file gets created. Control will enter into the file. So what are the content you want to save it in your file? What are the content you want to save it into a file? Please write the content. And how to come out to the cat command. How to come out to the cat command? You can see here, Control D to come out to the cat command. I'm done with coming out of the cat command. So the file got created. So second file also got created, that is F2. So this is how you create a file. So two files we have created, file 1 and file 2. If you want to see list of all the files, if you want to see the list of all the files which you have created, we have a command called ls, stands for list, as simple as that, which will list out all the files which you have created. So I want to see list of all the files which you have created. As expected, you are getting two files, file 1 and file 2, F1 and F2. So this is how you have to create a file. So this is how you have to create a file, and you also know how to create a file. Not only creating a file, you also know how to see the list of all the files what you have created. Okay, next. Second way to create a file. In two ways you can create a file. So if anyone asks you in how many ways we can create a file in Linux, there are two ways. One way which you already have experienced it, one is by using the cat command, which helps you to create a file. The second way of creating a file is by using the touch command. So touch command also helps you to create a file. Let's say, for example, I want to create a file with the name F3. Let's say I want to create a file with the name F3. So the command is touch followed with the file name. That's it. So this also helps you to create a file. You can please experience here. Touch, mention the file name which you want to create, F3. The file got created. I want to create one more file, F4. Touch, F4. The file got created. Now ls. So we have 4 files. 2 files we have created by using the cat command, and 2 files we have created by using the touch command. Got it? So if you want to create files in Linux, there are two ways. One is by using the cat command. The other one is by using the touch command. So my dear friends, have you experienced the difference? I hope you already have observed the difference between the cat command and the touch command. So when you are creating a file by using cat command, the file gets created and control will enter into the file. You are saving some data. You are writing some content into the file, and by using Control D, you are coming out of the cat command. So that's what you have experienced by using the cat command. Whereas when you are creating a file, by using the touch command, your control is not entering into the file. The file is immediately getting created, and immediately you're getting a dollar prompt back. Am I right? Isn't it? So you're not writing any data. So the concept of touch is when you want to create an empty file, there are cases where you want to first create a file in right location, and later you want to open the file and write some contents. First, you want the file to be available. So when you want to create an empty file, please use touch command. So touch command is used to create an empty file. Got it? So that's the difference. You may have a question. So Sunil, the file is created now. F3 is created by using touch command. F4 is created by using touch command. Now I want to open this file and how to write the data into the file. I will show you. We have an editor. By using that, we can edit the file. We have a V editor. We'll discuss that. Yes, Alan.
Yeah, I was just you answered my question. I was gonna ask that. I think there's another way to create the file if touch command is used. So you answered my question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Nazir. Any question, Nazir?
No, sorry. I thought maybe
Okay.
I mentioned.
Please drop your hand.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Perfect. Okay. So these are the two ways you can create a file by using the cat command and touch command. Not only creating a file, you want to see the list of all the files. You are now in a position to see list of all the files. We have 4 files, F1, F2, F3, and F4. Okay. Now, F3 and F4 we have created by using touch command. That's fine. But F1 and F2 we have created by using the cat command. Good. I want to see the data in F1. I want to see the content in the file F1. I remember the file F1 is having some 3 lines of content. Good morning. Welcome to DevOps Day 3 demo. And I think the third line is thank you. I want to read the data. I want to see the data present in the file. Okay. Whenever you want to see the data present in the file, cat, don't use greater than symbol. Greater than symbol, you have to use it. Greater than symbol, you have to use it only when you're creating a new file. Only when you're creating a new file. Now, I don't want to create a new file. I want to see the data present in the existing file. So don't use greater than symbol, just mention the file name F1. So this cat will help you to read the data. Cat F1 to see the data present in the file. Can you see, are you able to read the data? Perfect. So this is how you can read the data. Similarly, if you want to read the data, if you want to see the data in F2, cat F2, so you are able to see the data. So greater than symbol, you have to use it only when you are creating a new file. Okay, if you don't want to create a new file, you want to see the data present in the existing file, just use cat command. You may have a question. Sunil, how can I change the data? How can I edit the data? Let's say I want to change from day 3 to day 4. Okay, instead of good morning, I want to write it as good evening. So can we edit the file? Yes, you can edit the file by using editor. Anyways, we'll be discussing that in the coming sessions. Okay, so this is how you have to create a file. Ls to see list of all the files. How to remove a file? How to remove a file? So we have a command called rm. We have a command called rm, which helps you to remove and mention the file name which you want to remove. For example, I want to remove the 4th file F4, rm followed with F4. The file gets removed. Now ls, now you are left over with the 3 files. Similarly, I want to remove F2. Can I remove F2? rm followed with the F2. So the file has been removed. Clear to clear the screen. Clear to clear the screen. Ls, now you are left over with file 1 and file 3. So you now know not only creating a file, you also know how to remove a file by using the remove command. So this is how you have to deal with files. As we are now comfortable working with files, let's move ahead with working with directories. Let's move ahead working with directories. Directories are nothing but folders. In Windows operating system, we create a folder, isn't it? So you can see here. So I create folders, one folder for 11 a.m. batch, one folder for 6 a.m. batch. So inside the folder, we write the corresponding files. Similarly, here also in Linux, folders are called as directories. Okay, so can we create directories? Yes, you can create a directory. I want to create a directory with the name D1. I want to create a directory with the name D1. Can we do that? Yes, you can, obviously. So you can create a directory. So how to create a directory? What is the command? The syntax is mkdir, stands for make directory, and mention the directory name which you want to create. So this is the syntax to create a directory. In our case, I want to create a directory with the name D1. So the command is mkdir directory, make directory, and mention the name of the directory which you want to create, D1. So the directory gets created. The directory gets created. ls command to see list of all the files. Not only files, ls command will also show you directories as well. So as of now, we have 2 files and 1 directory D1. Very important observation. The directory is represented in blue color. That's how you can identify which one is a file and which one is a directory. So we are done with creating a directory. I want to create one more directory. I want to create one more directory with the name D10. So can I do it? Yes, why not? mkdir, mention D10, the directory gets created ls. So we have 2 directories and 2 files. So how you have to create a directory. This is how you have to create a directory. Perfect. Now, my point is, we have created directory D1. Now my point is, under the directory, inside the directory, can I create a file with the name F5? Can I create a files inside a directory? Definitely yes. Directory is nothing but a folder. We can place files inside a folder. Similarly, you can have n number of files, not only one file F5. You can have any number of files inside the directory D1. So how to enter into the directory? How to create files inside the directory? Let's learn. Before getting into that process of entering into the directory, I want to show you a command called pwd. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory. We have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, which will show you the current path where you are working, which will show you the current path in which you are located. So you are working with Linux. So currently you're pointing in which location? If you want to know the current path, for example, now here I have opened this particular folder. So I'm working in this particular location. I'm creating some files or changing some files. So currently, where are these files available? In E drive, today, DevOps 6 a.m. This is the path. In the same way, in Linux also, here you are creating files F1, F3. You also have created directory D10 and D1, no doubt. But where all these files are available, where these directories are created, if you want to know the current location, if you want to know the current location, we have a command called pwd, stands for print working directory, which will show you the current path in which you're working. Currently, you're working in /home/ubuntu. This is your current location. So you are currently pointed to /home/ubuntu. This means under /home/ubuntu, you have these files F1, F3. You also have these directories D1, D2. Got it? So whenever you want to know the current location in which you are working, you want to verify it, please use the command pwd, stands for print working directory. So this will help you to know the current path in which you are working. Okay. Now, what is my requirement? My requirement is to create a file F5. My requirement is to create a file F5, but inside the directory D1. I want to create a file inside the directory. First, you need to enter into the directory. You need to navigate to the directory. How to point out to this particular D1 directory? You have to use a command called cd, stands for change directory. Obviously, you want to change the directory. Currently, you're pointing to /home/ubuntu. Under Ubuntu, you need to enter into D1. So cd followed with mention the directory which you want to change. Change is nothing but mention the directory which you want to enter. Okay, I want to enter into D1. So let's do that. cd D1. Perfect. Now I have changed it to D1. Now, if you mention pwd, if you want to verify your current location, you can easily guess. Your current location now will be /home/ubuntu. Under Ubuntu, you have already entered into D1, /home/ubuntu/D1. So right now you're currently pointing to D1. Perfect. This is how you can change the directory. Changing is nothing but you can navigate to the required directory. Got it? Clear? So that's how you can navigate between the directories. I hope I'm very clear. And one more important point, for the directory D1, the parent directory is Ubuntu. That means the navigation hierarchy. D1 is under Ubuntu. Ubuntu directory is under home directory. Home is under / directory. Got it? / is the topmost directory. Anyways, we'll see that in the many sessions, many times. So this is the navigation. Right now you're pointing to D1. Now you're inside the D1. You want to create a file F5. Yes, you can create file F5 by using the cat command. You can also create the file by using the touch command. So let's do that by using the touch command. So touch F5, the file gets created. Ls, you're getting F5, the file got created. So this is how you can navigate and change to the required directory and create files inside the directory. Can you create one more file inside D1? Yes, you can do that. Touch F6. So you can see there are two files, F5 as well as F6 under the directory D1. Can you confirm your current location? PWD is nothing but print working directory. Currently, you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. Under Ubuntu, you have created directory D1. Got it? Now, you want to go back to one step above. You want to go back to its parent directory. Whenever you want to go back to the parent directory, we have a command called, I hope you already know it, cd double dot, a very frequently used command, which helps you to go to its immediate parent directory. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. So when I write cd double dot, you will go to the immediate parent directory. You can now confirm right now you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. Under that, you have D1, D10, F1, and F5. So that's how you can go to one step above. You can go to immediate parent directory. Got it? Perfect. Perfect. So you know how to create a directory. You also know how to enter into the directory and how to create files inside the directory. And you also know how to come out of that particular directory to immediate parent directory. Okay. How to remove a directory. We have learned how to remove file, how to remove a directory. If you want to remove directory, we have an option called rm-r. That's the best option. Okay. To remove directory. If you want to remove a directory, rm-r, mention the directory which you want to remove it in. Mention the directory which you want to remove. So this helps you to remove a directory. Okay. So I want to remove directory D10. rm-r and mention the directory which you want to remove. So this helps you to remove directory. ls, now the D10 has been removed. What does -r stands for? -r stands for recursive. So what happens when you use recursive option? All the directory is deleted and all the files inside that particular directory. There can be multiple files and directories inside a particular directory. Even those files will also be removed. Okay, all the nested files will be removed and then the directory will also be removed. Similarly, I want to remove D1, rm-r, mention the directory which you want to remove D1. So the directory is removed. ls. Now you have removed both the directories D1 and D10. You're left over with only two files, F1 and F3. So this is how you have to deal with directories. You know how to create a directory, how to enter into the required directory, how to know the current location in which you're working, how to go to immediate parent directory, and how to remove directories. So you are now comfortable working with directories. Now, my requirement, I'm a little fast because all these are pretty straightforward commands. Now, what I want to do, I want to create 4 directories. I want to create 4 directories. D1. Under D1, I want to create D2. Under D2, I want to create D3. Under D3, I want to create D4. Nested directories. D1, under D1, D2, under D2, D3, under D3, D4. So this is the hierarchical structure of directories which I want to create. Can we do it? Can we do it? Definitely yes. You have to start with first level D1. So the command is, let me start, mkdir D1. So the directory gets created. Now you want to create second directory. So don't write mkdir D2. The second directory should be inside the first directory. Okay, first you have to change to, currently you're pointing to /home/Ubuntu. You have to change to D1, isn't it? Am I right? So we have a command called cd, which helps you to enter into a required directory. I want to enter into D1. Now you're pointing to D1. Now you're pointing to D1. Now you are inside D1. Inside D1, you have to create one more directory, D2. Yes, mkdir D2. Second directory got created. Now you want to create third directory. PWD, right now you're pointing to D1. Inside D1, you have D2. Now you need to enter into D2. So CD, D2, enter into D2, mkdir D3, enter into the third directory, mkdir D4, and enter into the fourth directory. Perfect. PWD, print working directory. So you can see here, my dear participants, under /home/Ubuntu, we have created D1. Under D1, we have created D2. Under D2, we have D3. Under D3, we have D4. So just want to be very comfortable. You have to be very comfortable navigating between the directories. One more important point, which you already know it. For the direct D1, the parent is D3. For D3, the parent is D2. D2, the parent is D1. For D1, the parent is Ubuntu. For Ubuntu, the parent is home. For home is under root. Okay, so this is the hierarchical structure of directories what we have. Now, if you want to go to one step above, if you want to point to D3, so we have a command called cd double dot, which we already have learned, which will go to one step above. But I want to, from the current location D4, I want to directly point out to Ubuntu. Okay, I want to point out to Ubuntu directory. So can we do it? Can we do it? Yes, you can do it. Whenever you want to change the directory, you want to move the change the location, you have a command called cd, stands for change directory. If you want to move to Ubuntu, you have to mention the complete path from the beginning, /home/Ubuntu. So that's how you can navigate to the required location, cd /home/Ubuntu. But now PWD, right now you're in /home/Ubuntu. You can see we have D1. So that's how you can navigate to any required location, any path, whichever you want, you can navigate to that particular location by using the command called cd, stands for change directory. Perfect. Yes. Next. Okay. So you know how to create file, remove file, create directory, delete directory, how to go to previous directories, how to navigate between the directories. My dear participants, please spend some time. You have to be very comfortable, hands-free with respect to Linux commands. rm-r stands for recursive to delete directories. Now, long list, very important. Okay. Participants, please observe. ls will just show you list of files and directories. Okay. Now I want more information, not just list. I want more information about date and time when the file is created. When I say file, it applies to directory also. Okay. So when I say file, it is also applicable to directories also. Now ls is capable of showing you a list of files and directories. That's all. But I want more information. When the file has been created, the date and time when the file has been created. I want to know the size of the file. Okay, I want to know the size of the file. I want to know the permissions of the file. Files and directories will have permissions. Okay, I want to look at the permissions of the files. So I want to know the owner of the file, who created this particular file. Okay, so I want to get more information. ls will not give you more information. It will give you less information. Just list out. It just lists out the files and directories. If you want more information, then you have to go for long list. Long list is nothing but ls-l. L for long list. When you go for long list, you get the same data. Three lines you get it. F1, F2, D3. Are you getting same data? You're getting it in horizontal information. You get the listed in the vertical information. F1, F3 as well as D1. You're getting the same information, but you're getting some additional information. Can you see here? This is all the additional information for the file F1. This is all more information about F3. So this is all more information about directory. So are you getting more additional information? You get additional information by using -L stands for long list. Okay, now let's try to understand this particular additional information considering the file F1. So my dear friends, you can see this is the date and time when the file has been created. Okay, this is the date and time when the file has been created. This is the size of the file, 52 bytes. So this is the size of the file. F3 we have created by using touch command. As I mentioned, touch is used for creating empty file, isn't it? That's the reason the file size is 0. Okay, so F3 we have created by using touch command. So this is the size of the file. This is the date and time. This is the owner of the file. This is group what the file belongs to. We'll discuss about group later. And these are the file permissions. Read, write, execute. So these are all the file permissions. So point is, are you able to get more information? Are you able to get more information about the files? Definitely you will get more information by using -L. Got it? By using -L. Normal list will give you less information. Just names. If you want more information, please use -L, will give you the more information. So that is called long listing. Next, I want to create one, that's it. So this is about long listing. Now what happens when file name starts with dot? So what happens when a file name starts with dot? So for example, I want to create a file with the name .f6. I want to create a file with the name .f6. Okay, so we can create this by using cat command. We can also create this by using touch command. First, let's do that by using touch command. .f6. What happens when a file name starts with dot? Okay, so file successfully got created. You're not getting any error. ls to see list of all the files. Previously, we are getting d1, f1, f3. Now, what we are expecting .f6 also. But are you able to see the new file which you have created? Are you able to see the new file which you have created? No, we are not able to see the file which we have successfully created. You are not able to see the file we have created because in Linux, when a file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. When a file name starts with dot, it is a hidden file. Similarly, when a directory name starts with dot, I want to create a directory with the name .d7. Can I do it? Can I create a directory with the name .d7? Yes, you can. mkdir .d7 directory got created, but that will not be displayed. You cannot see the directory because when a directory name starts with dot, it is a hidden directory. So whenever the file name starts with dot or a hidden name start, when a directory name starts with dot, you have to understand that those are hidden files and hidden directories. That's the naming convention in Linux. It's a hidden file and a hidden directory. Perfect. And ls command is not capable of showing hidden files and hidden directories. It cannot show hidden files and hidden directories. It just will show you normal files and normal directories. It cannot show you hidden files. Obviously, if you want to look at the hidden files, ls-a. A stands for all. All in the sense you get normal files as well as hidden files. Perfect. To our surprise, there are many more hidden files available. Can you see we have .d7, this is the hidden file. And we can see .f6, this is the hidden directory and hidden file. Are able to see the hidden file and hidden directory which you have created. Along with that, there are many more hidden directories, .ssh, .bash history, .bash logout. So don't worry about that. But now you are in a position to see hidden files also. Okay, So to see hidden files also, you have to use -A stands for all. Will show you the normal files. Normal files is nothing but D1, F3, F1. So normal files, along with the normal files, you are able to see the hidden files. So total 3 listing options we have learned. 3 listing options we have learned. The first option what we have learned is in the normal list, which will show you less information. Just shows you names. Next option what we have learned is ls-l stands for long list. Will give you more information about the date and time, the size of the file. So you get more information about normal files. Okay, and next we have learned ls-a, which will give you a list of all the normal files as well as hidden files also. Okay, you can use a combination of options. Let's say, for example, hidden file, you want to see the date and time, the size of the hidden file, the permissions of the hidden file. You can use a combination of options, which are very popular. ls-la. What happens when you use combination? You will get a long list of normal files, D1, F1, F3, as well as you have used the combination of A, you get the long listing of hidden files also. Interesting. Look at this. ls-, long list, along with hidden files as well as along with hidden files. That's the reason I'm using -A. Are you getting the complete information about because you have used -L, you're getting the long listing, and you get not just normal files, you get the long listing of hidden files because you have used A option also. So you can use a combination of ls-la to get to work out with the listing options. Clear? So very important point what you need to keep in mind. So whenever you are dealing with the DevOps tools also, when you're dealing with directories, there will be some hidden files. So when a file name starts with dot, understand that it's a hidden file. When a directory name starts with dot, it is a hidden directory. How to copy a file? So we have a file F1. How to see the data? How to read the data? Cat. Don't use greater than symbol. Greater than symbol, you have to use it only when you are creating a new file. We don't want to create a new file. I want to see the data present in the existing file. So mention the file name F1. So it's a 3 lines of content. Good morning. Welcome to DevOps demo 3, and then thank you. So this is the file which you have in the file F1. Now, whatever the contents in the file F1, I want to copy and save it in F7. I want to copy the content in the file F7. Okay. So do we have F7 ready? File is not available. Okay. So file is not available, but still you can copy that by using the command called CP, stands for copy, mention the source and mention the destination. Okay. For example, coming to our case, we have a command called CP, stands for copy, mention source, which file you want to copy. F1, where do you want to copy? I want to copy into a file called as F7. Do we have the file ready? The file is not available. The copy command will create that file F7, creates new file, and whatever the content is there in the F1, the same content will be copied into F7. Content is copied. Now you can see F7, cat, F7. Are you able to see the data? Okay, the same content, whatever we have in F1, the same content copy will be copied to F7. Okay, so copy command will help you to copy the files from the source to destination. Perfect. Next, we have a command called date command, which will print the current date as per the settings. Very important command. We already have discussed about PWD, print working directory, which will show you the current path in which you are working. We have a command called okay. I want to know the current user using which I am working. So participants, we have started the Linux machine. Am I right? We have started the Linux machine, and by using this command, we have connected to the Linux machine, and we are working with Linux, no doubt. Using which user you are working? PWD will show you the current path. I want to know the current user. You're working with Linux operating system, but you want to know the current user using which you're working with Linux. Whenever you want to know the current user using which you're working with Linux, we have a command called who am I? We have a command called who am I? This is a command which will show you the current user, using which you are working. So for example, I want to know the current user, who am I, which will show you the current user. So participants, you are currently working with a user with the name Ubuntu. Okay, so Ubuntu is a user. Ubuntu is a user. So which helps you to know the current user you will be working. So who am I will show you the current user using which you're working. Clear? Clear about this? Next, let's discuss about pipe command. Let's discuss about pipe command. Very infrequently used command. Okay, before discussing about pipe command, I want to discuss about one more command called WC. Stands for word count. Okay, now I want to know the number of lines present in the file F1. F1 is having how many lines of content? It's a 3 lines of content. Okay, whenever you want to know how many lines of a content we have in a file, not only number of lines, how many words a file is having, how many characters the file is having. So whenever you want to get these 3 information, number of lines in a file, number of words present in the file, number of characters present in the file, we have a command called WST, stands for word count, and mention the file you want to know the information. I want to know the information for the file F1. So 3, 10, 52 for the file F1. The first value 3 refers to number of lines present in the file. It is very obvious. We can all see that a file is having 3 lines of content. And how many words? 10 refers to number of words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. So total 10 words. And number of characters, 52 characters. So word count will give you 3 information. It will give you number of lines, number of words, and the number of characters present in the file. Got it? Now word count comes with 3 options. Word count -L, word count -W, word count -C. Word count -L for the file F1. When you use -L, it will just give you lines. That's all. You will not get the complete information. You get only lines. Word count W will give you only words, only characters. If you don't give any option, if you just use word count, it will give you all the 3 values. So this is about word count. Okay, perfect. Next. I want to create a file with the name F8. I want to create a file with the name F8. I want this file to have some 10 lines of content. 10 lines of content I want. This file should have, I want this file to be created with 10 lines of content. So let me do that. Cat greater than, mention the file which you want to create. F8, the file gets created. Let's say line 1, this is the content. Line 2, line 3, line 4, 5, line 6, line 7, Control T to come up to the cat command. Yes, I have created a file. The name of the file which I have created just now is F8. I have created a file F8, and if you want to see the data, it's a 10 lines of content. A file can be 10 lines of content. A file can be 100 lines of content. That's fine. Okay. Now my requirement is I want to display top 5 lines, first 5 lines from the file. I want to display first 5 lines from the file F8. Whenever you want to display first n number of lines, we have a command called head. Head will give you the first n number of lines. Mention the number of lines you want to display and mention the file name. So in our case, the command will be head. How many lines you want to display? For reference, we want to display 5 lines, right? So -5. This is the number of lines. And from which file you want to display from the file F8. So let's do that. So are you able? You are not getting the complete file. You're getting only the first n number of lines. Am I right? Yes. Similarly, you want bottom 3 lines. Bottom 3 lines or bottom 2 lines. So if you want to get the bottom lines, so we have a command called, if you have head, we also have a tail command. Tail, and I mentioned the number of lines. Let's say I want to display last 3 lines from the file. Which file you want to display? Mention that particular file name F8. So let's do that. Tail, and I want the bottom lines 3 -3. I have bottom 3 lines from the file. Mention from which file you want to display F8. Are you getting the bottom 3 lines? Yes. So head and tail are very meaningful commands. Head, beginning top 5 top lines. Tail will give you the bottom number of lines. Every number of lines you want to display, you can do it. Obviously, the next question obviously that comes to your mind. Sunil, I want to display line number 5, 6, 7, somewhere in between. Okay, so I want line number 5, 6, 7. So head will show you only the top or first n number of lines. Tail will give you only the bottom n number of lines. Somewhere in between, you want to display these 2 lines, line number 4 and 5 or 6. Then you have to use a combination of head and tail. When you use combination of head and tail by using pipe is used to run multiple commands. So you have to use a combination. You have to run multiple commands, head and tail. By combining that, you can get this files content somewhere in between the file. For that, we have to use pipe, which we'll not discuss today. It will take some time. We need to deal with multiple examples. This how to use pipe command, we'll deal that in the next session. And very important point, there is no session Saturday and Sunday. As you know, the session training is only 5 days a week. There is no session tomorrow and day after tomorrow. The continuation of this session will be on Monday morning. Monday morning in India, that will be Sunday evening in US. So our plan for Monday morning is we'll get into more details, more in-depth commands of Linux. We'll discuss about user pipe command. We'll discuss about package management. Okay, so we'll discuss about sudo keyword. So that's some important points. We'll discuss about the VA editor, how to edit the files. So there are many more topics to be discussed. So that will be our Monday session. Please complete the payment formalities. Anyways, the last session is Monday. The last demo session is on Monday. But if you want to enroll for this batch number 404, please click on payment link. You can see here, and you can buy now. The course fees is 7,080 rupees as per Indian rupees. If the participants, if you're from other country, or you have to pay using credit card, please check out. Log in by using Google and complete the payment formalities. Okay. So take the decision to complete. Okay, or otherwise, anyways, you can take the decision after demo, after Monday session, because Monday is also the demo. The link will be active. The same link like how you have joined today. The same link will be also available on Monday to experience the last demo session. Alan?
Yes, thank you so much for training today.
Thank you.
So our next meeting will be US time, Sunday evening. That's your Monday morning.
The next session is Sunday evening in US.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for the training. By the way, I made my payment. I
Okay.
remember other payment training. I had to switch from midnight to this
I
time.
remember.
So
I remember. Our team will share you the new Zoom link. Don't worry. Okay.
Absolutely.
We are
Thank
there
you
for
so
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Francis?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So, just a quick question. If you run the command ls-lrth, does that show?
We have discussed only two options. One is -L for long listing and A. Am I right? We have not discussed about R and H. We will discuss that in the coming sessions. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Aniket? You can now talk, Aniket. Good morning, Vinayaka.
Good morning, Sunil. Can we download the session recorded videos to our?
No, you can only play the videos for lifetime. Okay, but you cannot download it. Okay.
So this is redirecting to YouTube. So the videos will be available for lifetime in YouTube, right?
Which is redirecting in YouTube.
Whatever pasted in the WhatsApp community.
Only demo sessions are posted in YouTube. Okay. That means only first 4 sessions are posted on YouTube. After that, obviously, we will not post in YouTube. Okay. Isn't it? Okay. Vinayaka?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And one more important point. Once you're done practicing, please exit, disconnect it. What's the next thing you have to do? I hope you remember. Please stop the instance. The instance is running, so don't leave the site running. Stop the machine. It will take 1 minute for the machine to be stopped. Once the machine is stopped, then you can sign out. So properly handle the AWS account, which is very, very important. Aniket, check your mic settings. We cannot hear you.
Hello.
Yes, Aniket, I can hear you now.
Yeah, Sunil, I just wanted to know about the projects.
Okay, so as I told you, so we will have some projects happening every once in every 2 months. Okay, we already have completed some projects which are available in our YouTube channel. This month we are planning for one more project. Okay, so you can use that particular information to showcase your roles and responsibilities. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Spend some time exploring more about DevOps and Linux in this weekend. Have a nice weekend. See you on Monday morning in India. That will be Sunday evening in US, where we learn much more interesting concepts of Linux. I hope you have enjoyed the session. See you on Monday. Thank you very much.